Hi, I'm Phil Porras, and this is the Bright Geo-Tracking Display for Windows 7. One byproduct of our research in botnet infection diagnosis has been an ability to use free tools like BotHunter and our online malicious IP reputation service to gather information about malicious IPs around the world. We collect and share malware-related IP addresses with a number of White Hat collaborators, and we produce a daily SRI malware threat tracking feed. One challenge we encounter is that our daily malicious IP feed often exceeds 100,000 addresses, so we are continually exploring new ways to display and navigate our data. Here is a demonstration of one visual display we use based on SRI's Bright Visual Interaction System. Bright's Visual Threat Tracking System provides an isolated display of US-based malicious IPs found within the daily SRI threat feed. On average, these US IPs represent about 10 to 15% of our feed, usually around 15,000 IPs. Bright's display can be easily augmented with additional threat intelligence feeds from third-party sources. We've color-coded each state from light to dark to represent its relative volume of malicious IPs, darker indicating larger volumes. The right button panel lets you select various filter criteria for displaying the city-level geolocations of matched IPs. Let's click the All button to take a quick look at all the cities with malicious IPs. Down below is a console window that summarizes our filtered results. Here, we see that today's feed has 13,891 malicious US IPs, which are plotted to 1,473 cities across America. Alternatively, I could choose to just look at infections across the .com top-level domain, which this time displays only 339 geosites. I can click on additional buttons, which add additional top-level domains to my display, like .edu, .us, .net, such as domains used by network providers, or .gov sites. Each blue geotag on the map represents a city associated with one or more IP addresses in our threat feed. Clicking on a geotag launches a table that enumerates its malicious IPs. Each table row shows the IP address, the type of malicious activity the IP has been observed performing, and the IP's domain and ISP. Here, the table header indicates that we've selected Reno, Nevada, wherein we've discovered 13 malicious IPs. Threat filters let us view our US IPs specific to a form of malicious activity. For example, I'll click Attack Source to show cities where machines have been observed recently propagating malware infections. Or we could take a look at locations where botnet command and control servers have been recently seen operating. I'll unclick Attack Sources to just display CNCs. Here are locations where malicious websites have been recently seen conducting drive-by exploits. As before, enabling additional filters adds their locations to the geo display. A powerful feature of our display is that you are not limited to these buttons. Bright also comes with a configuration file that enables you to define your own button criteria, such as one that just monitors your corporate address space. Or you can specify custom buttons that allow you to conduct a per-field search based on user-provided input. In this example, I'll search for a domain matching Verizon.net. The corresponding geotags show cities where Verizon.net IP addresses have been observed. Finally, here's a quick search for a popular internet service provider called Roadrunner. It looks like there's a cluster of geotags in Southern California. As we zoom in, we can take a closer look and click the various geotags to display the associated Roadrunner malware activity found in our feed. Well, that's our brief introduction to Bright's GeoThreat Tracker. To learn more, visit mtc.sri.com.